it, and more importantly, you get to control it. So that's what I love to teach people when it comes to real estate investing. And then also at the same time, just having financial literacy overall. I don't know all of the answers. I'm not a CPA or attorney, but I do have great people on my team that it's allowed me to become a bridge to teach other people financial literacy. And so that's what I have. As far as how people can sign up for that, to my website at CasanovaBrooks.com, and that's CASANOVA BROOKS, or you can reach out to me on Instagram, and that's Casanova_Brooks BROOKS.
Listen, I really appreciate your time. I love your energy, the conversation that we had, and I just feel like these are special times, and we have a way that we can approach this in a positive manner to help each other out. And it's people like you that are adding value to that. And I'm so grateful to have this conversation with you this morning. We can push this out for our audience to hear. How are you approaching this week and even just this day as a piece of advice for us that are listening?
Yeah, so I approach this by, again, seeking out what are the problems that I can solve. Right now, everybody's only thinking about the negatives. But if you think about it, out of every negative, there is a positive to make a better picture, right? You need to work with the negatives to be able to bring out a positive. Think about photography for anybody who's in it. So for me, I'm approaching this and I'm looking at every opportunity of what I can do to be able to solve a problem. Because the economy will bounce back. That's the reality of it. It might take us 4 months from now, it might take us 1 year from now, but it will bounce back. So using all of these times right now, using all of these resources, the government right now is giving out a lot of aid for people. And so if you're somebody right now who needs that aid, don't just sit there and, wallow in your sorrow, I guess is the best way to put it. Go out there, seek what are those resources, whether you're a small business owner or whether you're somebody who's looking for rent support or whatever. Talk to whoever is in your closest immediate circle. So what does that mean? That means if you're at a job right now that's maybe not a Fortune 500, but you can talk to your boss if you're at a small business, and maybe you come to them and you say, hey, did you see that Facebook now just offered up a fund for $100 million? Or somebody else that's tied to your industry just offered up a fund. So for me, I'm trying to figure out how can I be resourceful, and at the same time, how can I find these opportunities to not only help myself and my family and my businesses succeed, but also be able to help other people see those opportunities where maybe they weren't noticing them before. So that's how I'm approaching this week. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at everything to see where are the opportunities and where are the solutions.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, and it's a great way to approach your day. I'm going to use the second to give my approach. So I've been getting up extra early, 4:35, writing down all the things that I need to accomplish through the day, but also things I mark it as ways I can make money, right? And it lists out my businesses and my opportunities, as well as I've been very fortunate and blessed. I've also added some opportunities to some of the neighborhood people that are affected in a different way. They don't have work. So, snow's melted up here in Montana. We're thinking about doing yard work soon. So I offered some jobs to the neighbors. Hey, if they want to come work on the yard, offers open, So us that are more fortunate, maybe we can lend a hand by offering jobs and opportunities to people. And those that aren't as fortunate, if you're disciplined enough to get up and start looking at things as opportunities, writing down lists and ways that things that you can offer or do for money and are stimulate your own economy, there's tons of things that you can come up with. I'm quite confident in that. So thank you for sharing what you're looking at and how you're approaching these days.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing I would say is if you're sitting on a lot of cash, right, I think that we always tell people in the real estate investing side, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. Mm-hmm. So I know that that's going to be the way in the stock market as well. I don't claim myself to be a stock market expert, but I'm sure in these times right now, you can think about what are the businesses that have always been thriving. And if you can get, in right now in a 30% decrease on it, things like Starbucks, things like, Google, things like there's a lot of things out there, even Amazon, depending on how much money that you have. All of these companies have taken major hits just because of the economy. But here's the thing that we know, they will get back, right? There's a way that they got up there and they will get back. And if you have an opportunity to buy it at 70 cents on the dollar before, think about that. This might be that opportunity for you. And even the real estate market, there's a lot of people, if you're over leveraged, right? Which is you're sitting on a lot of bank money, things like that. But then all of a sudden, if your tenants lose their jobs and you have 20 properties, think about what that does to a lot of landlords. That might, especially if they're older and they don't want to have to go all through this over again. They thought that they were sitting pretty, but now they just got wiped out. So this might be an opportunity now, as long as you do it the right way and you don't try to sell them on a solution that they don't need. Yeah. But if there's an opportunity where they say, hey, if you can get some funding and you can help me get out of this property, again, you're solving a problem. So that's how you'll win in the end.
I love it. I feel like I got to get off this phone call so fast because there's so many opportunities out there. Well, look, with that, I'm going to close. You've got a great Instagram page. So if you're listening, please follow Casanova Brooks. He puts out a ton of good information out there. I'm just looking at something about fear and kind of overcoming that. So, hey, thank you for the time to be on the show, and we look forward to staying in touch with you.
Sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate your time, Jim.
All right. Thank you for listening to today's show. It is my pleasure and honor to interview all of the guests that have been on the Answer is Yes podcast. If you have enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and subscribe, give a rating, or simply tell a friend about the show. We also believe in the message of our guests and the positive influence of their stories. As my own mentor and coach, David Meltzer, has taught me, spend some time every day thinking and writing about the things in your own life that you have more than enough of. You will find out how blessed we really are. Please visit my website, livelifedriven.com, for the latest updates about me and what I'm doing. Plus, I post a monthly blog about the many topics on this show. This podcast can also be found there. As I learned early on in life, what you believe is what you will achieve. Thanks, Mark Victor Hansen, and thank you, and have a great week.